Well, unfortunately, my first recording was too hard to hear, so we will start over. There wasn't too terrible much I talked about. I kind of rambled, but I was talking about how with my anxiety and depression that a lot of times I just don't have the spoons to work on the things I should, and I should be working on orders. I have a home bakery and I have some orders that are due in the next few days, but yesterday was a long day, and then today it was so windy and cold with sleet and snow and rain that I couldn't have the kids outside like I normally like to do, which means that they were bouncing off the walls and arguing and fighting, and it was impossible for me to try to get the work that I needed to get done, not just the working on orders, but trying to get the menus for November and December together and pre-orders for that, and for the variety boxes that I do that I call my witches boxes, because for those who don't know, I live in Wyoming and we have unpredictable weather, but I love it here. It's quiet, spread out. You don't deal with a lot of the big city issues that other places do. In fact, I think our entire state has a smaller population than most cities in the country. But Wyoming is a very free state in terms of what cottage and home bakers can do. Our food cottage laws allow you to sell everything but meat, which means that, I get to stay home with my kids and bake, and baking is a way that I've always kind of dealt with my depression, and so making a little money from that always helps. I also sell pharmacy, which, for those who don't know, it's a company that originated in Turkey, and it's a direct sales company. They're going global. I signed up under a friend, and they do makeup and health care products, baby products, like so many things. And I will go into greater detail if anyone wants to do that. Just shoot me an email and I'll talk more about that. I don't want that to be the main focus of this podcast. I spent most of my younger years working all the time. I always had at least 2, if not 3 jobs, including through high school. I was working 3 to 4 jobs. So it kind of makes me feel some type of way at times, not contributing financially to the household, staying home with the kids and homeschooling them, and being a full-time mom while my husband works 14 hours a day makes me feel like I don't have a purpose at times, and that's kind of what I'm gonna talk about. Is it's a lot harder than people realize. I know that a lot of moms who work outside the home see stay-at-home moms as having it easier. I know a lot of people in general think that stay-at-home moms have it easy, and it is, but it isn't. Like, the being home makes it easier to keep the kids away from a lot of the illnesses that go around. You get to be there for a lot of their moments that you would miss otherwise, and you get to make sure you are raising them to be the people that you want them to be. But the hard part of it is that a lot of times it means you lose your identity in a way, because you spend 24/7 with your children. You don't really get breaks, because what are you going to go do for a break? You don't have a job, so you're with your kids all the time. And being somebody who always prided myself on being a very strong, independent Black woman, it hit me harder than I thought it would. When I was just a stay-at-home wife, I was going to school and I had odd jobs here and there, so if I felt like our finances needed a little more buffer room, I would work, or I'd get a job and work full-time, or I would go help my mom out at her business and, just make extra cash here and there. But anyone who has kids knows that kids require more time and attention, so I can't just at the drop of a hat go do odd jobs. And because of where I live, a lot of the places that my children could go for daycare won't coincide with the hours that people are hiring. And because of the nature of my husband's job, a lot of times I wouldn't even be able to go into work until 6 or 7 at night, but I'd have to be home before midnight because he's gone at least 14 hours a day most days. So trying to find a job outside the home is a really big ask when there's not reliable daycare. So, it makes me question what I've always wanted at times about whether I have a purpose and whether I am doing enough, even though long before I ever started dating my husband, started dating anyone, when I was a kid, that's something that I knew that I wanted, is, that I would stay home, I would homeschool my kids, live what most people would consider a crunchy lifestyle. And, those are things that I wanted, but that doesn't mean that there's not times that my anxiety and depression, PTSD, and the other slew of mental health issues that I was diagnosed with don't get to me and make me question my worth. So that's kind of what this podcast is about this week, or today, I guess. Because I didn't know where I was going to head when I went and sat outside to record the first version of this, and that's where I ended up going, was talking about how sometimes I'm not sure my value or my worth or purpose. So trying to reiterate everything I said, because about 4 minutes in, you can't understand me anymore because the wind just got too heavy that it was creating too much background noise. I don't want this to be a super long podcast. I want most of these podcasts to be shorter episodes unless there's things that people want me to expand on. So I'm going to try to wrap this up because we're almost at 10 minutes and it is almost the midnight hour and I haven't been to bed yet, so I probably should do that so that I will hopefully have some energy tomorrow to get orders tackled. So I hope you all have a great evening, and those of you that listen to this in the morning, I hope you have a great day. But I'm going to wrap up my no good after midnight right here.